Okay, so I am just not gonna have music on this because it's gonna be distracting for me, but also distracting for, I guess, viewers in general. So I'm just gonna be here just playing and just sharing my opinion and stuff. So I have been uh talking with people about my opinions on YouTubers and how they share their opinions, and I'm guessing that I'm gonna be putting like a thumbnail or a title in the video that's gonna have people pretty mad or pretty shocked or whatever gets shit in the fucking clickbait and stuff. So this whole thing started with me just talking to friends about how YouTubers share their opinions and about the ticks that YouTubers have with their opinions. Obviously, people have opinions and not everyone's gonna agree with, and blah blah blah, whatever. One thing that I was kind of passionate about was my whole opinion on saying that, oh, this manga is the worst, this anime is the worst, this comic is the worst, blah blah blah. Obviously, we're not like new to that shit, and for me personally, I'm like, it's fine if you say that something is the worst or something, as long as you're not annoying about it, like as long as you're not fucking full on obnoxious about that shit. One example is with the Zootopia Abortion comic. Like people were like, I remember I was just going through YouTube, just trying to watch videos, and I see a video by Blacklight Jack, which talks about the comic, and the thing that annoyed me or threw me off was how much he says that the author should off themselves, should kill themselves, and I'll probably edit it like timestamps of when he says that. But if I'm too lazy, then like you guys could check out the video yourself, I guess. Um, and I know some people are probably gonna be like, some viewers of him are probably gonna be like, well, the author should kill themselves because they made such a horrible comic. And it's like the synopsis or the point of the comic is like, Judy wants to have an abortion. Nick doesn't want her to have an abortion. And it's this whole thing about how Judy and Nick are out of character. They became like the opposite of how they're supposed to be. Like, Judy went from a respectable, brave person who believes anyone can be whatever they can be as long as they work hard, to this manipulative, pathetic pussy of a character. And then Nick Wilde went from a person who respects like people's integrity and people for themselves to a person that like is very cowardice and wants to force Judy to go by what he deems to be the proper thing for the safety of her child. Like, it is I'm trying to remember the comics, fucking fever dream, but like that's the general thing. And plus, obviously, the author has like a thing with abortion and wants to show that opinion through this comic, which like is kind of bullshit, and like the comic is bad. My main point is the comic may be bad, but it's not so bad that you have to keep joking about the death threats. I'm saying joking because obviously he didn't actually send death threats. Like, what the fuck? But it's the fact that he kept joking about it. And I'm not gonna be over here like, oh my god, you shouldn't do that because it's so mad. It should be like, it is mean. It is bad. But like, my main point is that it's kind of pathetic because it's like, really? You're going, getting so mad over this comic, like when you can get mad at any other comic that's like far worse. Like, comics I could think of are like, well, obviously Boku no Pico, and any and like the any hentai that has been serialized to become an actual anime, like that weird fucking a weird fucking Buddhism hentai that somehow became like an actual anime that you would show to like everyone for some reason. And that also that dog anime shit, the one where it's like I got reincarnated or turned into my neighbor's dog or something. And the premise of that is like you're the dog. For some reason, the different girl, the girls in the anime like sim for you in a sexual way, and they're like, it's weird. Like you have stuff like that that's not only exists as like a manga, but they actually got they became like an actual anime. Like it's shown to people like on television as well. It's like, and it's accepted as an anime for everyone. It's like you have shit like that, but you're not gonna shit on that. You're just gonna shit on a comic that's just someone's way of trying to prove their fucking opinion on abortion about like uh about like pro-choice pro-life shit, like they're trying to share their opinions on that. Like you're gonna say that that's the worst comic, and like you're gonna tell the person to like kill themselves over it. It's like fucking chill, my guy. And it's not just Jack or Blacklight Jack that does this sort of thing. There are other YouTubers like Chalupa, where and all obviously other YouTubers got in the trend eventually of just finding whatever comic there is to hate like so much. Like the webtoon boyfriends got that shit. Obviously, the Zootopia Abortion comic got that shit. Like it became the trend, like hating it so much to the point where they were on my for you page for a long fucking time. It's like, okay, we get it. You hate it, and obviously people are gonna be like, oh, you could just stop watching. You could just not watch it if you don't like it. It's like, yeah, yeah, that's reasonable. I could just stop watching, and like I don't I'm gonna full on like hate on them. I'm not gonna tell them like, oh, they should stop making content. Like, it's fine if they make content. Like it's nothing to make a big deal out of. Like I'm just sharing my opinion on how I find them annoying, and I find the general thing annoying. But obviously, there's nothing I can do, so I'm just gonna be here to share my opinion because I don't like. I just felt like it, and plus, like it's what gets them views. So if that's what they want to do to get views, then go ahead, whatever. Obviously, it's not for everyone. Not like you can't satisfy everyone. It sucks, but it's something that like it's something that we'll have to accept. And obviously with YouTubers like that, I don't like. There are YouTubers that I do like that handle the manner or the matter a lot better. For example, Matty Bites is a better YouTuber than Chalupa, because with Chalupa it's like, oh, I'm gonna find a random comic in webtoon and I'm gonna hate on it and say this is the worst, and I'm gonna fucking keep saying that's the worst, and I'm gonna talk about the premise, and I'm gonna be like forever amazed at how bad it is. I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Like even though I don't like the content that Chalupa has, I still like watched more of it to like find out how bad or how annoying does this really go. But with Matty Bites is actually, in my opinion, better, because not only does Matty Bites like explain why they don't like the comic. They don't talk about just one comic, one webtoon. They actually talk about the general problem the webtoon has. One of the videos that like obviously Matty Bites is like not the best YouTuber in this like niche, I guess is the term. Like they're not the best YouTuber that I want everyone to watch. Like no, but like at least better, because like I said, they talk about the general problem that Webtoon has. One of the videos that they have is called uh where the fuck is it? One of the videos that they have talks about the sexism in Webtoon. It's called, oh my god, this is taking a long while. But the general yeah, Webtoon women's awful gender roles and stereotypes. So in that video they give not just one example, they give multiple examples of the problems that Webtoon has when it comes to writing women. Not only women characters, but also the characters surrounding those female characters and the general problem. And like they also cite good examples of how to actually write women good. And some of these examples also come from like real life people, like they use real life people as better examples of how to write like female characters. Another YouTuber that I would deem as a better YouTuber to watch is The Masked Man, because The Masked Man mainly talks about anime and manga. But I haven't, yeah, they don't really make content on Webtoon, and it's like the main topic of the videos, and just Webtoon in general, it's like comics in general. And The Masked Man, uh, the reason why I deem him better is because he not only gives opinions on why he doesn't like a comic, majority of his videos are actually about why he likes a certain manga, why certain series are his favorite, and stuff like that. And then there are just a few videos of his that involve him not liking a manga, and one of which was when he talked about Pumpkin Night, uh, and he didn't like it. Yes, he talked about how he cannot believe that it exists, and it's like the worst manga he has ever read. But the reason why I like his better is because he doesn't do it obnoxiously. He's not like full on loud. Oh my god, I hate this so much. This is the worst. And if you like this, you should kill yourself. Blah blah blah. Like he doesn't go like that. He actually says that if you like this comic, then if you like this manga, go ahead. I could see why you would like it for the wrong reasons. It's just not my kind of thing. Like that's what he says in I think the later half of that video. And he also isn't full on loud and high pitched like the other YouTubers usually are. He actually his voice is actually like remains low to the point where like there are some things where his voice goes high, but that's for like emphasis on his opinion. But he doesn't like over exaggerate shit too much. And I actually like the low voice a lot more because it makes it sound like he's so done with life. He's just so done with having to just make videos for a living about this shit. And it honestly, that's such a mood. Like that's legit such a mood. And uh he also gives better examples, like he says like, oh, I don't like this because there are better ways of executing this, plus the fact that he's actually making his own manga from what I know. And he talks about he has a video about how art is hard, and like he talks about his experiences with like not like a fucking documented experience, but like his personal opinions and experiences with making art. You could check out his channel to see what I mean by that. And uh, he also uh, he also gives examples of like other alternatives that people could like use. Like he actually gives the examples. He doesn't just say, "Oh, there are others that you could check out." Like he actually gives examples, and he says, "Oh, if you like this for the horror, here's other horror you could use, or you could read. If you like this for the comedy, here's other messed up comedy you could read instead. Like you could read other stuff." Uh, Other YouTubers that I kind of like more, just because like they're not as annoying as Chalupa and Blacklight Jack. Uh, I guess Mother's Basement, and I know that like I don't know about the general opinion that people have with Mother's Basement. So if you disagree with me, go ahead. Share your opinion on why you disagree with me. I actually want to have a discussion about this because I want to know what people think, and I want to know like if that will change my opinion or not. Uh, yeah, but I like Mother's Basement more. Not more than the Masked Man, obviously, but like kind of like Mother's Basement more because I find them funnier. Not that obnoxious, I guess, but like funnier. Uh, and they also, I think they like would sometimes make comparison videos between a bad execution of writing and a good execution of writing. I'm trying to like, I'm probably having them like mixed up. Uh, okay. Rose of Rent a Girlfriend, Problem with Horror Anime, everyone subbed an anime of the century. No, really, yeah, it's like a combination of the roasting of a shield hero. Yeah, it's like a combination of talking about a general problem that anime have and a problem that one show has, which like it's fine. And I don't, like I said, I don't find them that obnoxious about it. And they actually brought up some good points that if I didn't watch their video, I wouldn't have known about the show. Like for example, their video on Rise of the Shield Hero. They pointed it out how it's slavery, which made me go like, oh, oh yeah, I forgot that that's kind of the premise of the show. Because you're actually enslaving them. And, like, just finding that out. They also don't do it in a, at least in my opinion, from watching the video, they don't do it in a way where like, oh, if you like this anime, you should kill yourself. No, no, they actually say like, it's amazing how people didn't pay attention to this. It's actually sort of funny how people didn't pay attention to that. Like, they I think at this point, as long as you're a YouTuber, that like when you're reviewing something, as long as you're not telling people who like it to kill themselves, then you're good in my book. That's how low that's how low my standards are for these type of YouTubers. I'm like, I don't care if you have a trashy opinion or not. Like, as long as you don't tell people to off themselves for no reason, like it's fine. It's okay. And like another another thing I like about Mother's Basement is they were what making a video. They made a video on Rent a Girlfriend, and one of the parts was how they say, I'm using they them for some of these YouTubers because I forgot to check like the actual pronouns of them. Uh, Mother's Basement said that they like mommy not because she's hot, not because like they're a defender of her toxic behavior, but well, technically they are, but they're not saying that she didn't do anything bad. But they like mommy because you would only hate mommy if you think that the main character deserves a happy ending, and Mother's Basement does not think that the main character deserves a happy ending. So, to cope with how fucked up and stupid the whole story is, Mother's Basement made it a thing where they would keep rooting for mommy to keep torturing the MC. So that way, they actually get entertainment from the show because they actually get some payoff. Because they're siding with someone that fucks up the story. A story which is already getting fucked up a lot. And just hearing that opinion from someone when the general consensus, at least from what I've seen online about the manga, is that everyone hates every character in the show. So someone coping with how bad the show is by hating one of the most hate by liking one of the most hated characters there, just because they hate the main character so much is honestly a mood, and I love Mother's Basement for that. when I when I heard that part, I was thinking, oh yeah, why did I think to do that? Like, that would have made a lot of this a lot easier to deal with. You could just side with the character that makes the main character suffer a lot. Because, like, we already hate the main character. Why not side with the other characters that also hate the main character? And that's also another thing that I want more YouTubers to be like. I want them to have, like, not just not be obnoxious about it, but I also want them to have, like, an opinion that, you know, is actually, well, not unique, but something that, like, it's not something that other people would say or other people agree with, but it's also not something that's rare for the sake of, like, views or for the sake of being rare. It's not a it, it's not a hot take just for the sake of being a hot take. Like, it's an actual opinion that happens to be a hot take. And obviously, with how YouTube is being right now, it's gonna be hard to find people like that because, like, you're trying to get views. So the best way to get views is by the best way to get views is by going with what the public wants, going with what's the norm, going with what's popular, going with what's the trend. And the bad thing about that is that even if the shit that's trending is bullshit, you still most likely are gonna have to go with that trend because that's gonna skyrocket or gonna help skyrocket your views, your channel, get you more viewers, get you more subscribers, and, like, that's normal. And it sucks because we have shit like this where it's like it's the same it's the same opinion, and when you try to find another opinion, when you'll have to make sure to not go to the comments of the video with a different opinion, because most likely when you go to the comments you're gonna find people shitting on that opinion just for being a different opinion. And it's like that's the way of life. Some people are gonna start telling me, "Oh, boo hoo, you were gonna whine about this," even though we've been new. We know that this is a thing for a long time, and you're whining about this, boo hoo, boo hoo. And I go ahead, whatever, fine. I'm not saying this just to be like, hey, let's make a riot or let's shit on YouTube, let's make a change or whatever fuck. Like, nah, I'm just here to, like, share my opinion about stuff. You can disagree. I want to have a discussion if you're willing to have a discussion, a respectful discussion, not those things that, like, people say they're just discussing it, they're just sharing their opinions, but, like, they're actually just full on bullying the person. And I don't mean that any disagreement counts as bullying, obviously. I mean, don't, like, when you're discussing with someone, don't full on don't just bring up shit that's unrelated to the discussion. Like, don't just say shit like, oh, well, your opinion doesn't matter because you're this race, or your opinion doesn't matter because you're this gender, or doesn't matter because you're blah 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 blah. Like, make it actually related to the topic. Fucking I've seen drama, pointless drama about this shit, like with the elimination drama shit, about how people people would falsely accuse other people of bullying, and people would actually bully. And there I guess, yeah, I brought it up anyways, and so, like, I could just cut out if I don't want it to be part of it. But the how do I word this? Yeah, the whole general thing on my opinion on what counts as bullying or what counts as not an actual discussion is when you're talking about something, right? Let's say you're talking about a comic, and then you're sharing your opinions on the comic. And then let's say it's someone that is a stranger. Like, you don't know them personally, you don't know their boundaries, you don't know what ticks them off, you don't know what makes them uncomfortable. and you're sharing these opinions about this comic. So let's say you don't like the comic, but they like the comic, and you find out that they like the comic. What I would deem as bullying is if you call them incredibly stupid, and they tell you that they're hurt by your words because you call them stupid, and you don't back down and you keep calling them stupid. That's when I think that it's bullying. Cause like you can call people stupid in a joking way and it wouldn't be considered bullying as long as the other person knows that you're just joking and you're not going over their boundaries. But the minute that someone says like, okay, this is actually too far and I'm actually hurt by what you're saying, and you still keep calling them stupid because you believe that they must be incredibly stupid for liking the comic, that is bullying. And there are gonna be people that are gonna be like, oh well, they're stupid to begin with for liking the comic. That's so bad, blah 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 blah. And it's like, it's a comic. It it's like before the internet was a thing, it was just a bunch of paper compiled together. Now that the internet is a thing, it's just a bunch of pictures compiled together. You could disagree with the premise of the comic. You could disagree with how the comic handles certain themes, but you don't have to shit on people for liking a comic that you don't like. Like, believe it or not, people could like different things for reasons unrelated to it being, oh, I like abuse, oh, I like toxicity. Like, maybe they like the artwork. Maybe the comic is like a comfort for them. Maybe it has one character that they really like that happens to be the only nice character in the comic. Maybe they like it because of how absurd it is. Like, it's not that deep. And this is a thing that I've noticed other people, for some reason, also think. Like, they think like the only possible way you could like a comic that they don't like is like for one specific reason. It's either you condone abuse or you condone toxicity, instead of just, oh, they probably like it because it's so absurd that it's funny, or they probably like it because the art style looks nice, or they probably like it because blah 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 blah. Like, can we not hear out can we not hear out people's opinions at this point? Like, it's actually pretty funny how how close-minded people can be. Like, obviously it's the internet, and I go to the internet, I find these takes of people just being so amazed that not everyone shares the same opinions that they have, and it's like, obviously people are not gonna share the same opinions that you have. Because people are not the same. People are multifaceted people. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, I remember there are some people that would be like, oh, it's impossible for, like, I don't get why people would like this kink. I don't get why people would like this genre. It's stupid, stupid. And then like people would comment down below on their videos and be like, "Oh, I actually like it because of this, because of this." And the good versions of that conversation will usually involve uh the creator of the video being like, "Oh, I didn't think people like it because of this. Thank you for enlightening me." The bad version would people be shitting on would people be shitting on these people for having a different opinion, and then they would just shit on them for no reason. It's like, motherfucker, motherfucker, holy shit. I I think like I have a love hate relationship with these type of takes where people go extreme with how much they hate people that have a different opinion. I have a love hate relationship. I either love it for just being so entertainingly stupid, or I hate it for being so entertainingly stupid. It's either it's just one time, like a one time thing, and it's like just one video, and I would just laugh at it for being absurd, or it's a video that skyrockets a trend, and it's like every video now on my For You page, and it would be so annoying that I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna stop watching YouTube for a bit because I don't want to see the same fucking shit that's talking about the same fucking comic. I get this trend, but YouTube, it's not for me. YouTube, stop recommending this shit to me. Please stop recommending it to me. And yeah, I just wanted to share my opinion on it. Thank you all for watching.